Hey, Miles here, milesbeckler.com, and in this video, we are going to do a keyword research session together. We're going to jump on the laptop. You're going to watch over my shoulder as I go through the process of doing a keyword research session for a friend of mine, and I'm going to explain why I'm doing what I'm doing as I'm going through the process to help you not understand how to get the kind of numbers and the data that you need, but to understand why that's important and what that actually means, right? It's what we can extrapolate from the data, and it's what we can get from the data to understand about our target market, their needs, etc. That's where the real win comes from keyword research. In this day and age, it's not just about the keyword, it's about the search intent behind the keyword. So we use the keywords as this statistical kind of data point to help us understand exactly the phrases people are searching, but then we really need to understand why are they searching these phrases? What are they actually searching for? What's their motivation? That'll help us figure out what phase they're in, right? Are they in problem awareness, solution awareness, product awareness, etc. And then we can create our content based on that to meet them where they are, and that will increase the likelihood of them getting deeper and deeper into our funnel, etc., etc. So this is important for you whether you're doing a marketing arbitrage business, you're selling services and marketing services to local businesses, or if you've got your own business that's based online or you're amping up your internet marketing. This is the core of any content marketing strategy, right? I do believe 100% that the reason my wife and I are able to get 2 million plus page views every month, 700,000 plus visits a month right now to our website is because we both took the time to master the process of keyword research and paired that with aggressive content marketing. Every time I publish a YouTube video, I'm in this tool before I publish the YouTube video. When that transcription comes back to me before I publish it on my blog, I'm in this tool again looking for additional phrases to get into the content, etc. I don't want to say I live in this tool anymore. When I was really hustling on the content marketing for our website and for client websites, I spent probably 2, 3, 4 hours a day. The game of keyword research has changed significantly. I did this long blog post where it was just 2 months ago. I think I went through about 15 different tools, and this one that I'm going to show you how to use is the one that I do recommend. It's the only one I really use in this day and age. Now, who am I doing this for? This is for a friend of mine. They run a website called TahoeMountainSports.com, right? And Tahoe Mountain Sports sells physical products. They have a retail storefront in Truckee, California, which is in the greater Tahoe area. If you know about Tahoe, it's about 6,000 feet up in the Sierra Nevada mountains, and it has 3 major metropolitans within days drive, right? Reno, Nevada, Sacramento, California, and the entire Bay Area. So literally like 10, 20 million people love this place and are within a day's drive of here. So I reached out to him and said, hey, we just met when I was in Tahoe a couple days ago, had pizza, talking about marketing stuff, and I was like, hey, I want to do a video where I show people how to do keyword research. Is there something coming up for you that you'd like some keyword research on? He was like, absolutely. And he gave me this little kind of seed list. Now, to put this in perspective, it's an outdoor area. People who love Tahoe love the outdoors. They love outdoor adventure type sports and whatnot. In the winter, it's all skiing, snowboarding, cross-country snowshoeing. In the summer, it's boats, it's wakeboards, it's hiking, it's trails, it's biking, etc., etc. As of this recording, to put the time frame in perspective, it is currently mid-March, so it is just before springtime. So I wanted to make sure that they're focused on something that's going to help them through their summer season, because essentially it's a 2-season location. They have a big winter season and they have a big summer season, and they have low points in between. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump in and look at exactly what I got from him as if he's a client. So if you're doing a marketing arbitrage business, again, this is how you would offer these services and how you would complete these services for clients. But if you are running your own internet-based business, you're doing affiliate stuff, you've got a membership program, etc., and you're doing content marketing or a 30-day challenge and you want to get deeper on your keywords, you would do the exact same process here. My big goal was to get something I knew nothing about or very little about, and to be kind of surprised by this. I didn't want to jump into a keyword phrase or into a niche that I had some experience in, because I didn't think that would be fair, because a lot of times we are researching niches we don't know much or anything about. All right, so with that said, let's jump on the computer and let's get started. The first step that we're going to take is to look at the keyword phrases that they gave us in their kind of seed keyword list of the topics and products they think are going to be hot this summer, right? Then we're going to get a look of the lay of the land of what's kind of in this area, in their area on the search engines already ranking. And then we're going to get into the tools and actually dive deep to figure out what are those low-hanging fruit keyword phrases that are able for them to be able to kind of like quickly and easily rank for, right? So let's jump in and get started here. Now, the first place we're going to look at is I've got the little list from them here, and it's all about trail running. So they're kind of banking on the idea that this year that trail running is going to be one of the big things in the Tahoe area, and it makes sense. It's pretty hipster right now, so that's great to hear. So you'll notice the first three, actually the first two are kind of the thing. The two after that are kind of the category of product, right? These are shoes, types of shoes, and then we have actual products, I believe. So there's three types of phrases that they're offering me here. This again is kind of the overall idea. This is like the generic level version of the category of product, and then this is the actual product itself. So right now I'm going to go ahead and load their website real quick. So TahoeMountainsports.com. First thing I want to do is take a look around, just take a quick glance at their homepage and see what shows up here. So this is their website. I'm looking around, I can see, so they do have footwear on here, which takes us to mountainsports.com/footwear, which is great. The first thing I'm noticing here is there's no actual copy on this homepage. In order to increase the readability in the eyes of the search engines and the eyes of the users, it would be very beneficial to have 500 to 1,000 words of content right here. It can be below these kind of main categories, and it can talk about who they are, what they do, what areas they service, the kinds of classes they offer, because I know he does avalanche safety classes and other things like that, and just basically generally talking about where they are, what they do, and how they benefit and service the community. A little bit of text here goes a long way, and also I'm noticing here their blog is on a subdomain. And what I mean by that is you'll notice there's nothing in front of the Tahoe Mountain Sports, no www, but here we have blog.tahoe mountain sports. So this is actually a separate WordPress installation, and it's a separate domain in the eyes of Google, which is totally fine. That's 100% okay to do, but what we would want is we want to pull, if we can, the top few posts, their newest posts here. We'd really like to see those automatically pulled here on the homepage also. This homepage would have this big image. It'd have the top 4 categories, 500 or so words to 1,000 words about who they are and what they do here. And then below that, the blog roll, which has the 3 top pieces. That would make this page much more indexable, and it would give them an opportunity to link into their deep content, which is what the Google spiders want. So the next step we do, I'm going to go to a tool called Open Site Explorer, and you can go to, it was purchased by Moz, which is a big SEO company. You do not need a Moz account. I do not recommend signing up for a paid Moz account. You can get 3 searches per day on this tool. So we can just type in Open Site Explorer into Google. You can go to opensiteexplorer.org, and you can see I've got the auto populate right there, but I just want to show you how to find it. And then you'll notice it's the one that's moz.com/stuff, right? Open Site Explorer. Again, you could just go to opensiteexplorer.org, and it'll take you right to this exact same place. It does a redirect. So what are we going to do here? What I want to do here is I want to pull the strength of his website. I want to know how strong is his website with their Moz numbers. So I'm just going to go take, and most specifically, since this content's going to end up on the blog, or the odds are it will, I'm going to take and paste that in here and click search. And their domain authority is 36, their page authority is 37, and they have a spam score of 2. These are fantastic numbers. So if I'm offering him services, I'm looking at these numbers like, okay, cool. He's bringing a lot of SEO power to the table, and with this, we should be able to sniper off and pick off keyword phrases one after another, because the odds of him having local competition that has this strong of a site are very, very, very slim. To give you an idea, my personal website, milesbeckler.com, my domain authority is something like 12 or 16, and my page authority is like 19. My wife's big site that gets 750,000 visits a month is somewhere in the 25 and 30 range. So he's got a lot of benefit here, and I'm just curious. Well, actually, first thing before I forget what those were, so let's do DAPA, right? DA stands for Domain Authority, which is 36.
and PA is 37. And this will come in handy later. And let's just do, I want to see what his homepage is. And take that dot off. You only get 3 searches per day, so use them wisely. Okay, so 36 and 40 from the homepage. So what this means is the homepage's authority is even higher than the blog's authority, right? So since these numbers are higher, and this is incredible to have a 40, so good work, Dave. Good work, Pam. You guys are doing awesome. If they get links from their homepage to their deeper content, like this blog page, it will increase the DA and PA of these pages by getting links from pages that have the higher DA and PA, right? Does that make sense? Cool. So the next place I'm going to go is to my best friend, Google. And I'm going to search for trail running Tahoe. So I just want to get a lay of the land now. What's going on here? Who's winning? So really interesting to see that bigblueadventure.com has this kind of auto poll, if you will, right? They've gotten this kind of result taken over the top, which is great. And what I'm noticing is it seems to be listing a number of different local races. Then TahoeTrailRunning.com home, Tahoe Trail Running again, Tahoe Run Co. twice. Now these sites that are up here twice, it's pretty easy to actually bump one of their 2 listings off of the homepage, especially if you have a stronger domain authority and page authority. And the keyword research tool that we're going to use actually will tell us those numbers. That's why I don't need to go run these numbers for all of these people. So but just for fun, if we may, real quick, let's go to their website first. I want to see what this site has. Okay, Truckee Running, events, 10K, 5Ks. So Truckee Running Festival, half marathon, perfect. So they've got all these things. So the first thing that's popping into my head is that people in the local communities who want to leave the San Francisco rat race for a weekend and come up and run a race, they're probably would be interested in one mega post that shows all of the different marathons or all of the different running competitions there are in Tahoe in one place. So my first recommendation for them would be to go create the ultimate guide to trail running races in 2017 in Tahoe. And they could go create this post that would have literally, it's going to be the same stuff, right? You go research every single festival, and then here's the big trick. You write 300 words to 500 words for each festival all on one page. And what you end up with is a very long page of content that has, I don't know, 5 to 10 different festivals that are out there. And then you link to each of those festivals, obviously, but you have 300 to 500 words about each one. What's their USP? Where is it at? What kind of terrain are you going to run over? What to expect? What kind of year? What's the weather expected to be like? Etc., etc., etc. And what you're doing is you're proving that you have more content, right? So this is the number 1 page. This right here is the number 1 page for the search result we were looking at. If you notice, there's not that much content here, right? Like all this page has, if you were to look into the page source, is maybe 150 words of content, and then it's got these different links to all the other stuff. That's great, but what I'm saying Dave and Pam at Tahoe Mountain Sports can do is they could write a page that has an intro like this one does, but then it says Truckee Running Festival, and it's got all of the information about Truckee Running Festival, where it starts, where it ends, where you go, the kind of terrain, how much elevation you go up, how much you go down, the time of year, what kind of what expectation you should have for temperature, how much water you should carry, like all of that data. And then they literally just make the longest page. It ends up being 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 words, and Google will see it and be like, wow, this is the most comprehensive post we have on Tahoe trail running, and it's relevant to 2017. Boom, they're going to get the ranking spot. And then to take that idea one step further, let's go ahead and just see what their numbers are. And essentially, if Tahoe Mountain Sports' numbers, yeah, so 29-29, they would win, period. So you put out a more focused piece of content with better content and more content, right? More is kind of still better, but you want it to be written really, really well. They will outrank this person, and that's something that could happen overnight, and they will go gobble up all of this content right there. So let me do a little bit more Googling. I'm going to go kind of quick. I don't want this to run very long, but I want you to understand the ideas that we're looking at. So we kind of went over the trail races. I'm going to leave that for now. So let's do trail running shoes and see what comes up here. I want to see if it's a bunch of e-commerce that shows up or what's actually going to show up. So REI, definite competitor. Obviously, Amazon's a competitor. Runner World. So this is a shoe guide. Okay, so this is telling me that putting together a guide for all of the different trail running shoes, kind of in the same way we just talked about for the races, like an ultimate guide for trail running shoes for 2017 has the potentiality of ranking. Why? Because I'm seeing one ranking right here. And then again, it's Running Warehouse and it's all of the other places. Dick's Sporting Goods. So it's competitor, 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 compilation of data, right? This is essentially, they're just aggregating data. They're going and pulling, oh, here's all the shoes and here's what we think about all of the shoes. Dave and Pam have all these shoes in their shop, or a lot of them, so they could take these pictures. The cool thing for Dave and Pam, since they don't run e-commerce, is they could link out through affiliate links to rei.com with an AvantLink affiliate link. They could link out to amazon.com for an AvantLink affiliate link. And where would they link them to? To the exact same page that Google thinks is the highest possible ranking page for that, right? So when they run an affiliate link, yeah, they can link each individual shoe to its individual product page. That's totally one approach, but they could also link directly to whatever this page is, which looks like a category page in that same post. And what they're doing is they're showing Google, hey, look, our page is kind of built the same way you are. Google, you really love this and this and this link. We have links to that same content. Plus we've got 3,000 words of content. Google's going to be like, they get us. They get what our users like. We're going to give them rankings versus some of their competitions. The question here becomes, Amazon's a beast in the SEO world, right? Like, how strong is Roadrunner Sports? How strong is Running Warehouse? How strong is Runner's World? Probably relatively strong. I would never, ever slow down and not go into one of these spaces because of a fear of competition with how strong their website is. With that said, I would analyze the numbers and I would go after what appear to be the easiest targets first, because we all like getting that kind of instant gratification. We like putting up a post, seeing it hit the first page. We like seeing the bump in traffic. It kind of is sometimes it's a moral victory, right? Just to kind of keep that momentum going. So let me do a couple of more quick searches here. I'm going to look at Ultra Lone Peak. I don't even know what that is. I didn't even know that's a shoe company. Let's see if they bring up all e-commerce. Ultra Running, so there's the actual website. Okay, so here we're noticing, so the actual website has 4 links. Now, Google ran an update a while ago attempting to kind of stop this from happening, even though it obviously is still happening. And then we have store, and then a review. Okay, so this is really positive, and this is exactly what I'm looking at, right? So Andrew Skirka, who I don't know who that guy is. Maybe he's a trail runner, right? Maybe he's an expert in this niche. But I would go on to guess that Andrew's blog is not quite as strong as Dave and Pam's blog. So inside of their site, you do the one giant ultimate guide to all these different shoes, and then they do an individual review of all of these different shoes, and the ultimate guide can link to, if you're ready to buy, go buy it here. If you want more information on this shoe, check out our detailed resource that reviews this shoe in extreme detail, and then that page has a video. It's got Pinterest pins on it. It's got 2,000-3,000 words of content about that one shoe. And then what's happening is you're structuring your content in a hierarchy. You're creating a silo, right? So that Google would find their homepage, and then their blog page, and the blog, they would find the ultimate guide to trail running shoes. And then that would have 6 or 7 things. Google's like, this ranks well, it gets good page authority. Then they're able to transfer that page authority down to the next sub pages, which is all about that shoe in particular. And by doing this, let's say they have 10 shoes, they do the ultimate guide with 10 posts, and then they do 10 separate posts underneath that. They now have 11 posts in total, all in a little web, and all 10 of those little posts are linking back to the ultimate guide, pushing that ultimate guide up in relevance, and the ultimate guide's SEO mojo, the DA and PA from that, is also going back down to each of those pages. So they create this little silo, and each of these sub pages that are about the most specific content support the next most specific piece of content, which is the ultimate guide. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. So let's actually jump into the keyword tool. Now, the keyword tool I use is called Keyword Finder. It's kwfinder.com. Autocomplete.com. Now, I am an affiliate for this tool. I am only an affiliate for this tool because it's the only tool that I use in this day and age. You can get 3 free searches from their homepage every single day, like the moths. So you don't necessarily have to pay to play if you don't want to, but I like to have more. My wife's doing keyword searches, I'm doing keyword researches, we're searching our blog posts, our everything, right? Like our videos, everything. So we both use it a lot. I pay $25 a month for their basic, and we get like 100 searches a day. With that said, if you're selling services for keyword services, you literally can sell a $65, $75, $69, $49 keyword research package. And if you do one of those per month, you're going to be actually paying for this tool by using it for other people. And I would present that to customers before I would offer SEO services. And it was like, hey, do you know what your most valuable keyword phrases are? And they say, no, I don't even know what you're talking about. It's like, great, let's go find what your most valuable keyword phrases are. I can do it. It takes me about 3 or 4 hours, but I can do it for you for $67 right now. I'll give you a special deal on it, and then we'll come back and we'll look at the results. When you sit down with the results of what the keyword phrases are, you show them how much traffic they could be getting. You show them where they're ranking, which is going to be nowhere, and you're going to show them, here's the potential. You're getting no traffic. Would you like me to put together a plan for you to start ranking? And that's where you sell the content marketing services. That's where you move them onto WordPress if they're not already there. So it's like a low ticket sale for marketing arbitrage business owners. You go sell a $47 a front end product of a very closed product of doing keyword research for them, show them all the potential, show them that they're not ranking, show them a plan to help them rank for $500 a month or $1,000 a month, and you're literally going to stack up clients very, very quickly. If you want, you can even do it free for clients. You can do the keyword research for free, move that free line. They're going to be wowed by the research you did, by your ambition, and that could be what gets you over the hump and gets you clients if you're not able to sell this up front. All right, let's actually jump in. That's enough talking now. I'm going to go to the app. I'm going to log in just to get all of my searches. So there we go. I'm logged in at this point. Now I'm going to just pull to start trail running. Now I'm going to search at a global level, and this tool has a few different ways it searches, and what I love about this tool is the competition analysis it does for us. You can see right here it's got this SEO difficulty, and a 56 is hard. And what happens is every niche, what is hard or what is easy, kind of changes. You're going to notice over here in this column we have this difficulty ranking, and I'm looking for these greens, right? So like stability trail running shoes, I have no idea what that means, but I know that there's 256 searches a month for that. Somebody's paying $1 a click for that, and there's it's easy, right? A 23, I'm gonna click on it just to show you. So when you click on these, it actually pulls it over to here in the right-hand panel, and it'll show us what the SEO difficulty is, and then it'll show us the top 10. So what I would do is I would present this phrase to Dave and Pam at Tahoe Mountain Sports and see if they know what that is, right? And you can see the number changed. So it did go up a little bit, but here's where we get to use this cool section down here in the corner. And you'll notice Roadrunner Sports it's got a overall rank score of 14, which is pretty low, right? And you can see they've got a domain authority of 55, but the page authority that's ranking is 14. So how those two numbers work, the domain authority is the overall website. The page is this exact page, which you can see at the bottom. It's stability-trail-running-shoes. You can kind of I can't point to it at the same time, right? So if I clicked on it, it'll actually load the page. There you go. So this is the page that's ranking, and you can see it's this stability trail running shoes -th. So this is ranking. It has very, very low page authority, and that's probably because there's no content on here. And there's not. I actually honestly assume that this is all automatically pulling from some sort of a data feed. So what Pam and Dave could do is go create a piece of content, name it Stability Trail Running Shoes, and they would write content, right? The way you go against this kind of a site and outrank this kind of a site is you go put out actual content for people who are searching, what are stability trail running shoes? Why do I need stability trail running shoes, right? The simple kind of like old school English class, who, what, when, where, why, how, that's enough if you want. But honestly, get more creative. Add a video as well. When you make a YouTube video that has the same phrase and then you link it back, you embed it inside of your post, you link the YouTube video back to your post, etc. You create this little multimedia web, and you're going to outrank this because you'll have more content, because Google wants to deliver content for its users. Cool, let's jump right back in. So we're going to kind of keep searching for other ones. And what I'm doing, trail running shorts, bingo. This is exactly what I'm talking about right here. Is they didn't expect, right? Trail running. And if somebody's trail running, like they need more than shoes, right? You don't go out trail running, you got your Camelback, you got all your fancy stuff. We're talking about like hipster, trail running geeks, right? They come from San Francisco, they want to look the part more than act the part, so they need all the gear. That's what Dave and Pam do, right? So this can even benefit them if they're not buying a bunch of trail running shorts to see, okay, trail running shorts are pretty popular. So again, I click here, it's going to pull up and recalculate this number. Still easy, 36. So boom. What this means is, like, for me, for Dave and Pam, anything that's under a 40 with this metric, they could just go after, and I would put a very high likelihood of them hitting the first page of Google within a couple of days by simply writing an excellent piece of content reviewing all of the trail running shorts. I think they would do so well with lots of these ultimate guide posts, the ultimate guide to trail running shorts. Here's all the stuff you need to know about different trail running shorts, the length, the inseam, stretchy, material A versus material B, how it snaps around your waist, all that kind of hoopla jargon, right, that trail runners care about. And then you go review the top 5 or 10 products. Those top 5 or 10 products could then link out to all of the different affiliate links, right? And then if they want, or if they do keyword research on the exact products and find that those exact products get a lot of searches, they could then link and create more content on the exact products, link their ultimate guide to those exact products, link those exact product pages to the ultimate guide, create another silo outside of trail running shoes, and now they have a silo for trail running shorts. And if they go through, and then they'll have a silo for trail running events, right, in Lake Tahoe, and then they'll have a silo for trail running trails in Lake Tahoe. And then they've got 4 silos. Each silo's got 7 to 10 different sub posts under it. And in the course of 2 or 3 weeks of intense content creation and publishing, they now have absolutely by far more content about trail running than anyone else in the greater Lake Tahoe area, and possibly anyone in California. And Tahoe being kind of such a destination, they're going to dominate. And when people search, they're just going to be all over, and it will absolutely have a massive effect on their SEO. And they can make money through having advertisements embedded on the site, because most people already have retargeting pixels from Amazon, from REI, etc. So when they go to Dave and Pam's website, if they have an ad set from Google AdSense, like, it's just going to show retargeting of something they already looked at. So the odds are they'll click and buy, they would get paid. They can also link directly to the affiliate programs, they get paid when someone clicks and buys. And of course, they're always ending things with, like, come in, say hi. If you want the inside scoop on the best trails that we haven't published, come in and talk to our people at the store. We keep the best secrets for the locals, right? And if that's their bit, and they end every video and they end every blog post with that kind of approach of, like, you must come into our store and talk to our people because we're the most knowledgeable people in this area about trail running. Ask them what the best trails are, and then they can have literally like a print guide, or they can offer a free guide. Come into our store and get the free trail running guide when you're in Tahoe. We're located here. Just walk in, we'll give it to you. Don't even need to buy anything. But guess what happens? I guarantee you 1 out of 3 people are going to walk in, they're going to see all the beautiful, amazing, awesome stuff, and they're like, you know what, my trail running shoes are actually pretty bad, or I might need another set of trail running shorts. They may end up giving away 5, 10, 15 printed out pieces of paper to get somebody coming in who's got an average cart value of $265 or $348 because they drove up to the Bay Area from their $200,000 a year .com job, right? And they want to get away and they want to run. They want to have the best time running they can, so they need to get the Camelback. They're posers at this point, right? They need to look the part, so they go buy everything: shirt, shoes, pants, the special underwear that you got to wear, the backpack, the this, the that, the hat, all of it, and they end up dropping $400 or $500, and that's another way that they can get the money back from this kind of a idea. So real quick in this tool, I'm gonna get back to the tool here, but I'm hoping this is making sense. I don't want to just show you like, oh, okay, go do this, boom. I'm trying to help you understand that knowing who their customer is, where their customer lives, what that customer is doing. They're driving up for the weekend. They're a weekend warrior. They want to maximize their time on the trail. How do you lure them into your store to give them something that you're not going to give them on the web? Give them 80% of the stuff on the web, but keep a secret or two. Make them come into their store, because that's obviously their higher margins. With that said, if that person wants to click through right now, take all of their recommendations because they know and trust and like Dave and Pam already for some reason, then give them the opportunity to click and buy, whether it's from an ad that has a retargeting marketing pixel in it or whether it is an affiliate link right then and there, right? So you give them instant gratification if that's the way they're going to go. Everybody trusts Amazon. Put the Amazon link there. Let them click through an Amazon, make the 4 or 6% or whatever it is for Amazon, but lure them into your store at the same time. And when they get in, they're going to see all the pretty stuff and they won't be able to walk out without buying something, odds are. So in this tool, one of the things I really like about this tool is you'll notice that I searched trail running, and trail running shoes is right here, which is one of their phrases. If you click this little arrow, it actually resets both windows, and it moves the trail running shoes up to the #1 spot, and now it runs suggestions based off of the trail running shoes. And you can see best trail running shoes gets 9,900, right? The ultimate guide to the best trail running shoes. It's amazing. Men's trail running shoes, okay. Waterproof, okay. So now we're starting to see, and if you notice, this difficulty score goes down as we get into these deeper niches. But with 3,500 people, right, like talking about the waterproof running shoes, this is something that would fit into their silo under trail running shoes that would be able to support the silo, and yet it could be its own massive post, right? And we're just using and leveraging content. So let's click on this one so I can fill the right-hand pane and see what it says about it. And again, I love this. So 34, it actually lowered the number. So like winner. I mean, like literally if they put a post that ranks for this, they will get 1,600 to 1,700 plus new visits every month, month after month. It's probably going to be a little bit seasonal, but if you think about trail running and where they're at, the San Francisco Bay Area is actually trail runnable most December, January, February. In fact, San Francisco often has nicer weather in December than it does in July. So like that could be a year-round phrase for them. So who's ranking for it? Zappos, of course. Runrepeat.com, 49.25. So Dave and Pam outranked them on page authority, but not on domain authority. I'd still go after it. The 55.1, this Roadrunner Sports is propped up. There's something about it. The reason seeing this one page authority means they're doing something kind of shady here. They're auto-generating all of these pages, and they probably have bought and built a big private blog network. So their domain authority is really high and the page authority is really low. I think, and I would love to see this actually enacted, that all they need to do is build a little couple of silos, and I think they'd be able to bump at least one of these off. Seeing Merrell up there makes very good sense. Gore-Tex obviously is a technology in the shoes. And then right here, this is what I'm talking about. Dave, Pam, check it out. You literally have better numbers than runnerclick.com, right? You literally have, what was the DAPA? Let's go look at it. 36, 37, 36, 16. So literally, there's statistical proof that shows an extremely high likelihood. But here's the catch to it all. It has to be a kick-ass piece of content, right? And it doesn't need to just be a long, awesome post written out in great detail with your keyword phrase and the H1 tag and H2s and neatly laid out with all kinds of images and Pinterest images. That has to happen, but you need to go create a video for this too. And then you get the video in the description of the video. It links back to the blog post. You embed that video inside of the blog post, and at that point you have the most comprehensive multimedia post out of anyone online, and you're bringing to the table your DA and your PA, and you win. So what if you don't have DA and PA, right? Like they're a great client in this sense. You just get to work and you just start building the best content in the world, and you gain it over time. My website right now is up into the 20s. I was like 6 and 12 a couple of months ago. All I've really done is publish my face off, publish, long, great posts the best I can. It's a process, and this is why your clients need to pay you $500 to $1,000 a month. Is the more content you put out, the more quickly, the faster you are able to speed up this process. Or if you're doing this for yourself and you're like, man, I can't really afford $1,000, $2,000 a week on Facebook pay-per-click ads, but I really need that traffic, triple down, write 3,000 word posts a day. It's a grind. It hurts. It's painful. I don't care. Do it anyways, because that's how you get the result that you want, which is traffic, highly targeted traffic that's ready to opt in. I personally believe that traffic from Google organic search engine optimization is far superior from Facebook pay-per-click. The trick is, the game is that I can scale Facebook pay-per-click a lot quicker than I can scale the Google stuff and at a better value. I can do Google pay-per-click, but it just doesn't work for my niche. Okay. Wow, we've really jumped into this. This is really exciting, and I hope this is making sense. I'm going to go a little bit deeper, right? So at this point, we've done the trail running shoes, so we've got the genre, and we've looked at the overarching idea. We haven't looked at anything about Tahoe yet, so let's do trail running Tahoe. And I'm going to show you one other kind of really cool thing that this tool does. Okay, so you can see right here that Tahoe or trail running Tahoe is very low, 10 searches per month, and obviously a really low difficulty score. Now you can also see Big Blue Adventure, they've got better numbers, they've got better numbers, they've got better numbers, they've got better numbers. So would I spend a lot of time going after this keyword phrase? Absolutely not. This would be kind of a wham bam post. I'd put out 2,000 words. I would go search and I would count how many words they have here. I would copy and paste. I would find out how many words the top 5 have. Literally just copy their page, paste it into a document, like a Word doc, and use the word count and say, okay, 920, 640, and I would do 30% more than the most content. If the most has 1,200, I'd be doing 1,500, period. And I would literally just put more content out about the topic and walk away from it. The reason is it's not a buying keyword phrase, and there's not that much search volume. With that said, it's important from a branding perspective for them to dominate this. You got to think of SEO as absolute domination. They have to push their competitors off of this first page of Google, and they have to establish themselves on the top of every phrase. So when someone goes and searches all these different phrases because they're getting ready for a running trip, a trail running trip, or an event in Tahoe, Tahoe Mountain Sports shows up everywhere. They already are pre-framed to think this company gets it. And when they have that moment of, oh man, my license broke, I need to go buy this, or my shoe sole broke, or something happened, I have to go buy another one. Boom, Tahoe Mountain Sports, because they were everywhere. They're obviously the experts, and that's how you kind of dominate at this game. So let's try to find something with Tahoe in it. Because oftentimes you're going to find that for local businesses, finding keyword phrases that have the location in it is incredibly valuable. So here we go. Tahoe trails, Tahoe hikes, Tahoe hiking trails. We're getting somewhere, especially because they said lightweight hiking shoes, right? So here's a whole nother vertical, because this vertical is actually different from this vertical. And you can talk in this post about how trail running shoes are inherently different than lightweight hiking shoes. If you're interested in lightweight hiking shoes, go see this post. And then they go see the ultimate guide to lightweight hiking shoes, which obviously is another silo. Right? So they're all on their site. They're linking it all together so their domain authority and their page authority flow throughout the different websites, and they're kind of passing along their own search engine optimization value. So if you look here, Tahoe trails, Tahoe hikes, Tahoe hiking trails, hiking Tahoe, we're at about 2,000. Hiking in Tahoe, Tahoe rims. There's a trail called the Tahoe Rim Trail. Best hikes in Tahoe. This is getting into four-wheel drive stuff, so that doesn't make that much sense. But you notice there is a relevance from Google suggestion to trail running from Tahoe trails. So even putting together content on Tahoe trails, whether it's for trail running or hiking or both, is actually going to increase their relevance for all of their trail running stuff at the same time. Now let's look at a couple of other tools. There's this Autocomplete tool, and then there's the questions tool that you can use, and it pulls totally different data. So Autocomplete, if you're not familiar with it, let's go to Google. So Autocomplete Scraping is something that Keyword Tools started a few years ago, and if you do like Tahoe trail, so all this that's coming up here is the autocomplete. Tahoe trails. So let's do Tahoe hiking. So you can see like it's auto completing, but what we can do is we can automate the process. You click autocomplete, you click search. And this one takes a little bit, because what it's doing is it's not just putting Tahoe trails, it's adding letters to the bottom of it for you to see. And really it didn't pull up anything. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And you can just click right here if you want to go by search volume, and you can see really quickly that the search volume goes up. Tahoe Trail 100, I'm assuming that's like a 100-mile race or something. And you can see it's got a giant spike. So that means there is a month when that gets a ton of search volume. This 260 number is divided by 12. If you're sitting in the number 1 spot on this month, you will see a massive spike in your traffic, because that's probably several thousand right there. So let's do the questions. The other one is, as the methods in which we search on keyword phrases change, and I mean, we're not typing in keywords as often anymore. Most of the time we're grabbing our cell phone, and a lot of people on iPhones, they'll click the button, hey Siri, what are the best Tahoe trails? And they're asking spoken out questions that represent keyword phrases. And that's where these questions come in, is it's starting to pull the different questions, and you just click the next button and you click down. Where to hike Tahoe doesn't really come up. So here's one thing you can do. So since that didn't pull up much, you can look up Lake Tahoe and just see what kind of questions people are asking about Tahoe. For them, being Tahoe Mountain Sports, they want to dominate on all of these answers, and not those ones. Home, where's Lake Tahoe, where to stay. Perfect. So that's not all that relevant, and this is the game. I've always likened keyword research to like panning for gold or mining for gold. We're literally taking shovels and buckets full of material. We go to where we think the gold is. That's the first step in trying to become a gold miner. You go where there's proven to be gold, right? So we're looking at the phrases that we know their search volume. Then we sift through shovel by shovel, looking for flecks, looking for little tiny clinkers, little nuggets, right? And you can see here, Lake Tahoe weather, ski resorts, weddings. So these tools don't work here. For some information products, these tools will open up a totally new train of thought. But for them on this, I will and would stick with the suggestion tool, because this is really giving us what we need, I feel. So let's do Lake Tahoe Trail and just see if it comes up with trail running, trail this, trail that. And what I do is, so once I consider, okay, let's say I want to do trail running Lake Tahoe or trail races Lake Tahoe. I'm looking for the other phrases, right? So I would be pulling these off and putting them on here. And I would be looking for all of the phrases that support each of these phrases, right? So lightweight height or trail running shoes, like we found waterproof. And I'm trying to create like a little list of all the phrases that support my main phrase here. So I'm going to go back to this. Actually, let's dig deeper into. Let's do trail running shoes. And honestly, man, like nobody ever taught me this. This is all from experience. This is all from trial and error. And this has literally revolutionized our business. So you can see best trail running shoes, men's trail running shoes, waterproof. So I would pull all of these and I would build them out and I would save this as its own sheet. And then I would just go through one at a time. Waterproof, trail running shoes for women, women's trail running shoes. So all these different phrases need to not only that you don't need to just have the phrases in your ultimate guide, they need to have their own H3 tag. They need to have their own section where you talk about women trail running shoes and what makes women trail running shoes different than men's. Are they narrower? Do they have a bigger toe box? What is different about them from men? And then the same for men. You need to have an area that talks about the men's. And then when you have your big ultimate guide to men's trail running shoes, you go back into that first post and you link inside of that men's trail running shoes content to the deeper text post on your site about that. So you start with the top ultimate guide, you build it out with all the sections. All of these things get their own section. You can even talk about the specific products as well. And then once you create your separate post for this, you go back into your ultimate guide and you link it to this and you link this back to the ultimate guide. And that's how you create an effective silo that actually works. I want to look at actual product names. So we Googled this one and I thought it looked good for the Google results, excuse me. And I use this exact thing for my keywords for YouTube videos, by the way. I don't change, I don't do any specific YouTube keyword numbers at all. I just base myself on these numbers. And if this gets more searches than this, I know that a video about this would get more searches than this. I just extrapolate the data. And I imagine the data uses the same ratios on YouTube as it does on Google. And I move forward with that kind of a theory. So here we can see that the 2.5 and the Lone Peak are both at 4,400. Now you can see that the 3.0 is gaining more search volume. What this tells me is if you look at it, like 2.0 got 880, and obviously these are current numbers, and you can see this trend line has been going down. It looks like maybe they released these ones last January and it ran through summer, and now the 3.0s were released late last summer or announced late last summer, but the search volume for these seems to be going up, which is good. That means that this is getting attention in the marketplace, and the market is deeming these as a worthy shoe. So I would absolutely be creating content on this. Again, 31 difficulty score. That's great news for them. You can already look over here. We've got REI 84 and 1. I bet you could outrank them. Run repeat 44 and 1. This is what we're talking about. RunningshoeGuru.com. They can pull out the sniper rifle and they can literally bump this person. Here's the other cool thing, and I'm glad this finally showed up, is I've been saying constantly, you got to create a multimedia post, right? You need to create a written post that's absolutely fantastic and you need to embed your YouTube video on it. Here's the really cool part. Since there's already a YouTube video showing up right here for this Google search engine results page, if your YouTube video kicks ass and it's highly optimized with an optimized title and it has 1,000 words of content in it, right? That's totally unique from your website. You spend the time to write a killer detailed description here, you could bump whatever video this is and take over the number 10 spot. Then you can also take over the number 9 spot with your blog post. So effectively they could come into this, and anybody who's searching for Ultra Lone Peak, they want to buy that shoe, right? They are product aware. They're not problem aware. They're not solution aware. They know what the problem is. They don't have the right shoe. It's hurting their feet. They know the solution is they need to get the right trail running shoe because they're running 50 miles on trails like a crazy person, and they need the right shoe to support themselves. They've already done the research and they know which shoe. At this point, they're looking for the right deal. And this is where having a price comparison tool on your website, right? If they write up this awesome post about the Ultra Lone Peak, they can say, we sell them in store for this. If you want to come get your hands on them right now, if you're looking for the best deal online and want to ship them, you can get them for this price at Amazon, this price at REI, this price at Backcountry, and all of those can be affiliate links. And here you are again, putting out content that's helpful for the user. It meets them where they are. They're looking for the deal. If you took the time to go analyze the prices or find like a WordPress plugin or have something coded that automatically does that for you, you could literally be of incredible service. You give them the information you need. That gets you to rank on Google. That gets you the click. When they read, they get to the bottom, they're like, I'm ready to buy these right now. Click, boom, Amazon, 2 days they're there. You just made a commission. Or they're in Truckee, they broke their shoe, they had the 2.0, they want the 3.0, and they're searching in Truckee with an IP address from the town they're in, and Google's like, oh man, not only does Dave and Pam's Tahoe Mountain Sports have the best content on this, but the IP address of this user, because they're searching from Truckee, matches with the address on Dave and Pam's website. Bingo, they're going to put those two people together, and that person's going to walk in the store, they're going to buy the shoe, and here's the funny part. They probably will never mention that they found your content, they read your content. It is a slow, organic growth move, but it can have the most profound benefit on a business, and here's why. If they aggressively go into this game all spring and then they hit another vertical in summertime and they really dominate a vertical in summer, then when fall hits they hit it hard on the skis, ski boots, cross country skis, goggles, gloves, everything, all the snow gear that everybody needs for Tahoe, right? Do that for a year, go 2 seasons, 2 spring and summer seasons, 2 winter seasons, and I guarantee their traffic could do 200, 300, 400% increase. It takes a lot of work. Most people aren't willing to put in the work. If you're selling these kinds of services, these are the ideas that you're selling them. You're selling them that end result of 400% more traffic to the website, 200% more foot traffic, and an increase in ROI. If you're the business owner, you just got to realize that it's a long-term game and that you got to put in the effort up front now in order to get the results at the end. And if you put in these efforts now, all it takes is time. If you have retail employees who are standing around for an hour a day, have them outline the posts for you. Have them outline this stuff. If they're not great writers, like get them to do everything you can up to the point of actually writing. If you're not a great writer, hire writers. If there's a college nearby, go run Craigslist ads looking for an English major in your local area. Go to the physical school and find the bulletin board and staple on one of those little tear sheets that says English major wanted. I need a writer for my website. Email me, and then your email address, and literally you will find somebody for 10, 12, 15 bucks an hour. You might give them some product, you might give them some demo product. You have a demo product, let them experience and write about it. They're going to love the experience. Every college student needs a little bit of cash flow, and you're going to be stacking up content, because the game is, how can you take these benefits and these keyword phrases? You know, if I was Dave and Pam, I would try to live in this tool and identify these verticals and kind of outline out the verticals and have somebody else write the content and then just do the final touches on publishing, because I think more could get done that way. But with that said, even hitting this tool once a day, figuring out your topic, figuring out what your next best one is, figuring out where you can fit with your DA and PA, boom, 31 still money, let's do it. Ultra Lone Peak, that's the post today. Every day doing a blog post. In the course of a year, you'll put up over 350 new blog posts, if you only do 5 days a week, like Monday through Friday, I don't know what entrepreneur only works 5 days a week, by the way, but anyways, if you did, that'd be something like 250 posts per year. That'd be 500 in 2 years. That'd be 1,000 in 4 years. No one in your local market has that much content, and if every piece is done with a focus on creating a multimedia piece, you give a video as well, you can rip that video, you could turn it into a 3-pillar system and put the audio up on a podcast if you want. You literally will be dominating the search engines. You will be able to push REI. You'll be able to push the big guys around. Literally, you will be able to push the big publishing companies, the magazines, like the national scale. You will be elevated up to that scale. And what happens at that point is you're not just reliant on people coming to your store. You're getting all those affiliate traffics. You've got the ads that show the retargeting. People are clicking on those, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Wow. We just went deep on that. I'm going to end it here. I really think that we've covered it. I think it's really simple. Again, if you want the keyword finder, click the link below. It is my affiliate link. I do get a % commission if you do purchase. And again, the only reason I recommend this tool is because it's the tool that I use. My wife and I visit this tool at least 1, 2, 3 times a day. No joke. And it really is the difference. I think this is where most small businesses, most internet marketers, most content marketers don't geek out enough on the research. And you've heard me say the same thing about Facebook ads. If you do enough research, if you really identify the low-hanging fruit, it makes everything else easy. And if you let the data, and if you let these numbers and these relevance that's coming up, right? If you let this run to where you're getting all of these kind of trail running, and then there was women's, men's, and then they just go rate all of the different products they're going to have in their store, right? So they got content for each. Start with the top, the ultimate guide that contains all of those sub pieces. Then every day you make a new sub piece post, you link them together, make sure your homepage is directing some search engine spiders into your deeper content. Make sure your homepage has good 500,000 words of content. That is the most valuable and important page on your website. And if you can link in text to some of these deeper areas and to some of your ultimate guides, it's a great way to flow that high domain authority and page authority from your homepage to a brand new post, right? So if you put up an ultimate guide to trail running and that thing sits on your homepage, Google's spiders are going to be like, wow, this homepage is 3640 and this link, man, that means this must be a really authoritative post. They're going to give you more DAPA right off the bat, increasing the speed to which you hit the first page of Google, increasing the speed to which you start shoving your competitors off the first page of Google, which is like the most fun thing in the world to do. And then you got to stick with it for a year. That's the truth. And that's the game. And that's where most people don't make it, and that's why most people don't win, is because they jump to another shiny object, or, oh, I'm going to do this now. Oh, that didn't really work. Oh, I'm going to do this now. Oh, life hit me. Oh, something happened. I had to move. Rent came up. Blah, 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 blah. All the excuses that I've heard a million times before. And it's the people who, no matter what, put out a piece of content every single day for years on end. Those are the people who win, period. That's it. And you're seeing it here on this channel. I practice what I preach. You're seeing it on my blog. You're seeing it on my wife's stuff, and you can do it too. So thank you very much for your time. I hope you found this to be very enlightening, and I hope I went deep enough into these tools to help you understand exactly what you need to do for effective keyword research so you can dominate at your SEO and at your content marketing strategy. This same stuff applies for YouTube. You can get those double whammies with your YouTube video and your blog content, and literally you just start shoving people off the first page of Google. You start collecting more traffic, more leads. You got your retargeting pixel running, right? You can target people. So one quick bonus for Dave and Pam in Truckee, right? So here's the fun thing. So as you're building out this content, right, you're getting a lot of people clicking to your website. Generally speaking, people are going to be on their phone. They're going to be on lunch break from work. They're going to be sitting on a train, etc. They're researching what they think they need. So then you have your Facebook tracking pixel planted on their browsers, okay? So now you're planting pixels, and as your traffic goes up to 100,000, 300,000 visits a month, you're literally planting pixels on hundreds of thousands of people. Then you run a small Facebook ad campaign that is only displaying to people who are not from your zip code, but are visiting your zip code. Or you only display to people from San Francisco who are visiting Truckee. And that means when they're in Truckee and they go on Facebook to post their selfie, like everybody's going to do, because they want to show off to their friends that they're in Truckee, that's the moment your ad shows up. And that's how an effective SEO campaign that informs and enlightens and helps your users get what they want in the means that they want, even if that's Amazon or REI, that's how that kind of a game not only can create cash flow and traffic and lots of benefits for you, but it can also be filling up an audience on Facebook. So when that person's near you, you can offer them something. And if you want, you can offer them, you could take this really deep to where you're putting a trail running pixel, and when trail runners are up, you can have a free offer on Facebook. Hey, stop by our store for the free trail running guide to Lake Tahoe, and you give them a little printed out pamphlet that you guys made that shows the best trails for them to run. And then you're getting them in the store, and when they're in, they see all the shiny, pretty stuff, and they have to buy something. And you're also you're shifting that kind of, you're giving first, and there's the law of reciprocity, and they feel like, wow, you've given me so much through your blog content, and then you gave me this guide, I might as well just buy one of these little things here or there, and it just creates this gigantic web of traffic and pixels and retargeting, etc., etc., etc. Okay, now I'm officially done. I promise. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up here in YouTube. That is all I'm doing this for, is thumbs up, reach. If you want to share this, please do share this, and if you have not yet subscribed, do subscribe. I got more of these deep dive tactical trainings coming up, and some more mindset stuff coming up too. I really appreciate your time. I do honor that, and I thank you very much. Have a great day, and I will see you on the next video. Be well.